Good morning. I think I'm talking to myself, but so I'm pretty proficient on Zoom, but Facebook Live I'm a little new, so bear with me. I think I've got it. So we're going to do a strength and balance and stretch class. It's similar to what I do at Berkshire South, the seniors class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The women's are at 10 and the men's at 11:30. So don't get nervous and say, "Oh, it's too easy for me." If It's very good to just keep moving. So what we want to do is we're going to start on our feet. Then when we come down to the floor, we're going to stay on the floor, but we are coming down to the floor. So if you want a mat or something to put down on the floor, we can do that. Hello. All right. So if you're listening, how's the music? Can you hear the music? Can you hear me? Once I back up, it's a little harder to hear me, so I don't want to turn it up too loud. All right. All right. So we're going to start off just by bringing those arms overhead all the way back. Really focus on your range of motion here. Let's do one more each side. And then bring the arms forward. So nice big rotation all the way forward. So today will be no weights, all body movement exercises. So really try to focus on what your body's doing through the whole half hour. Listen to your body. If something hurts, try to figure out why, try to fix the form. You can always shoot me a private message after. I can't read them now, but shoot me a private message after. We can try to figure out if there's some sort of issue going on. One more each side. Now let's bring your arms overhead. Really reach. And when we're reaching, I'd like you to come up on that opposite toe and then reach to the other side. Again, we're just warming up. Let's do one more each side. And then instead of overhead, we're going to take our arms across. So we're going to twist through that torso, pivot on your toe, and try to really reach, and then the opposite side. Try to get that mobility right through that midsection. Exhale as you reach across. Let's do one more each side. And from here, we're going to have that nice strong stance, a soft bend in the knee. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Let's stop those arms at shoulder height. And then we'll make circles in one direction. So small circles in one direction. Make sure we drop the shoulders down. We don't want any tension in the neck or shoulder area. So think about dropping the shoulders down towards your back pockets. Now let's go in the opposite direction. And release. Shake the arms out. Heels to the front. So take that left leg or right leg, alternate as we just bring the heels to the front. We have a little bit of a soft bend in that standing knee. We want to come back, just loosen up here a little bit. We can add the arms. Let's do one more each side. Now take it back. So when we take it back, we're going to squeeze the glutes and take that leg back and stay nice and strong and steady on that standing leg. So we really want to try to squeeze the butt. Let's do one more per side. Okay, let's stabilize on that left leg. So we're going to stabilize on that left leg. Shoulders back, abdomen is nice and tight. Now we're taking that right leg and bringing that right leg forward and back. So that right foot comes forward, that heel comes down and back. Forward and back. Abdomen is nice and tight. So here we're balancing on that left leg. Pressing through your left heel, a soft natural bend in that left knee, shoulders back. So we want to try to be as steady as we can on that left leg. Now, to make it a little bit harder, we can get a little bit lower, but remember, we're still warming up, so we don't want to push it too much right yet. Let's do one more front, one more back, and then kick it out, and we will switch sides. So now, right on that right leg, I can't tell what way the Facebook Live is flip-flop, so I don't know if you're on the right or the left, but just opposite side. So soft bend in that knee, pressing through the heel, shoulders down and back, and then that heel and toe. Again, that standing leg, we want to be pressing through the heel, but keep your toes down as well. So we want to use that whole foot, but we want to make sure that we're not rocking forward onto the toes because then the knee goes over the toe. So we want to keep the knee behind the toes as we press through that heel. And again, if you want to make it any harder, get a little lower. Last one front, last one back. Let's kick out those legs. And if you need to, you can hold on to a wall. Otherwise, we're coming up on your toes. I'm trying to step back so you can see me. Coming up on the toes and back down. Let's do 10 calf raises. At your own pace. This is 7 for me. This one's 8. And last one. Good. Now we're going to go into your squat. So I want to talk about the squat first. That squat, we want to keep your shoulders back, chest is up. Your butt is going to go back. So make sure the knees go behind your toes. How low do we want to go? We want to try to get to at least 90 degrees. If it hurts the knees, we don't have to come down as low, but I want you to make sure that you push your butt back. If you have a hard time with the squat, what I like to do is have a chair or a bench or something that you can sit down on. So keeping that chest up, you can push your butt back and come down and rest and back up. Now, that doesn't mean we can sit back and come back up, right? Now notice I'm just coming down, I'm tapping my butt, and then I'm coming back on up. That helps you find that perfect squat form. So we're going to try for 10. So chest is up, butt goes back. We want to make sure the knees don't come in. We want to press them out. A little bit of that external rotation. Your toes can turn out slightly, but make sure that the knees go in the direction of the toe. You can play with that stance a little bit wider. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to help you get down a little bit deeper into that pocket of the squat. I lost count. That's 5-ish. Make sure when you're coming down, you're pressing through both heels evenly. 10-ish. I don't know. This is what happens when I talk and I try to count at the same time. Let's do one more. There you go. So we're going to go through those again. Let's kick out the legs a little bit. Back on through. So the calf raises. We're going to come up on the toes. Abdomen is tight, shoulders down and back, up and down. Again, we're going for 10-ish. If 10 feels too easy, do more. If that 10 feels too many, then do less. It's important to listen to your body and build off of what you do every day. So maybe today you can do 6. Let's try next time. Let's try for 7. 9-ish. Last one. And again, back to those squats. Chest is up, shoulders back, abdomen is nice and tight. It's important to keep that whole midsection braced as you come down for your squat. The tighter the core, the stronger the core. So this is what's really going to help with that balance as well. So keep the abdomen tight, down, chest up, and back on up. Make sure you squeeze the butt at the top. We don't want to push the hips through. We want to come right up to center, power through. Think this is 5-ish. 8, 9, and last one. Let's kick out those legs. Now we're going to move laterally. So depending on the space that you have, I obviously don't have a lot of space in my sunroom here. So I'm going to come over and I'm just going to come low in the legs. Again, make sure I'm not pressing through on the toes. We want to push your butt back. Abdomen is tight. I'm going to take about 3 steps to my left. So 1, 2, 3, and then 3 to the right. Here, what we want to do is we want to try to keep the hips square, the feet parallel. So we want to work that outside of the leg, right? That abductor and hip area. Three and 3. Now, if you have a bigger space, you might want to do 5 and 5. If you have a shorter space, just 1 and 1. Whatever you need to do. We're going to pause here. Now, if you need to, you can hold on to a wall to help with balance. We're going to keep a nice soft bend. I'm going to keep a soft bend in that right leg, and I'm going to lift that left leg up. So I'm going to bring it out to the side. Now, what I'm going to try to do is keep my feet parallel, and we want to try to squeeze as we come up. I notice a lot of people want to turn their toes because it's easier to pull from the quad. The quad's a stronger muscle. So let's really try to focus on where we're squeezing, and we want to do about 10 leg lifts on that side. Now make sure that opposite leg has a soft bend in the knee, that standing leg has a soft bend in the knee, and make sure we're controlling as we come up and back down. I believe this is about 10. Good, so now we're going to switch over to the opposite side. Again, hold on for balance. Feet are parallel, and we want to try to lift. Now pay attention to your range of motion. Everybody has a different range of motion, and if you can only come to about here, that's fine. What I don't want you to do is, again, twist the foot and try to kick up higher to get more range of motion. You want to squeeze the glute. Last one. Good. Now, we're going to make our way down to the floor. So again, if you have a mat or something, we're going to stay down on the floor for the remainder of the class. So come on down, find a spot on the floor where you're comfortable, and we're going to stay down here. Hopefully you can see me. So we're going to start on our back for your bridge. On your back, we want to bend the knees, keep the feet flat on the floor. A nice strong pelvic tilt. Abdomen is tight. Make sure that the knees stay in line with the ankles. We don't want the knees to come in or apart. We want parallel legs. Nice strong core. Squeeze the abdomen. up, pause, and then back down. We want 15 of these. Up and squeeze the butt, and down. This is 7. And again, go at your own pace. We do not want to go too fast. But if you must go slower, that's okay. This is 10. One more. Let's hold this one up nice and high. And from here, we're going to march the knees. If marching the knees is too hard, then just stay in that static isometric bridge hold. One more each side. Then we can slowly release on down. Now from here, we are going to go into that dying bug. So your arms will be up. Again, a strong pelvic tilt. Legs will be up. I'm going to have you start off with your legs. So the arms will stay stationary. The legs we are going to extend. Now modification, keep the knee bent and just bend through the hip. So the right, down and up, and then the left, down and up. So alternate, keeping one leg up the whole time. Now you can stay here or a little bit harder, extend that leg long without letting it touch the floor. Now to make it a little bit harder, we add that opposite arm. So I'm moving my left leg, but I'm moving my right arm. So the right arm goes back, whoops. My right arm goes back as my left leg goes forward, center, and then the opposite side. Again, I don't have a lot of space in here. Let's do one more each side. And release on down. Now we are going to roll on over to your right side. So I'm going to roll over to my right side. When I am on my right, I'm going to rest my head down. My hips are square. My feet are stacked and my knees are stacked. Now my shoulders are going to stay square, which means that they're not going to roll forward or back. We're going to have the shoulder stacked on top of the other shoulder. Hips stacked on top of the hips, feet are stacked, and we're going right into your clamshell. So I'm going to lift my left leg and bring that left knee up and back down. Ten, and then we will roll on over for the opposite side. So same thing, I'm going to spin around, but you can just turn over. Same thing here. So on that opposite side, shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, abdomen is tight, and we'll go right into 10 clamshells on this side. And last one. Good. From here, we are going to roll forward and prepare for our bird dog. So bird dog, we're going to be on our hands and knees. On your hands and knees, wrist is in line with shoulder, knee is in line with hips. We are going to tuck those toes. I'm going to bring my right arm forward, palm is in. I don't know if you can see that. Shoulders down, and then my left leg long, pressing out through the heel. So flex the foot, and we really want a straight line all the way from the fingertips of the right hand to the heel of that left foot. Hold here. Then if you would like to make it a little bit harder, we are going to bring the elbow in towards the knee and then extend long. 10 on each side. And release on down. You can relax and push back into child's pose, or come when you're ready, you can come back on up. If it's tough on the wrist, sometimes if you hold a fist, if you're not on the wood floor, or if you hold on to a set of weights or something that you can put your hand around, sometimes holding onto a towel, that can help release any pain that you feel from the hip, from the wrist. So now, left arm forward, right leg back, same thing, 10 on this side. This is 10. You can release, push back into child's pose. Walk your hands forward. Try to get the chest down to the floor. And from here, we are going to walk your hands over to your left. When you walk your hands over to the left, keep your head in between the arms, and you'll feel this down the right side of your back. And the opposite side, walk your hands over to the right. And back to center. From here, we are going to come on up to that tabletop position. Tuck your toes. And now we're going to tuck your chin down to your chest, round the back. Tuck your tail like you have a tail. We're tucking it between the legs and we're trying to look at that tail. And then we're going to release and sag that low back and pretend that we're trying to touch our top of the head to the tail and it's turning in the opposite direction. So a few of these cat-cows here, really good for that spine health. And release. Now we're going to flip on over to your back. So on your back, your feet are flat on the floor, but the knees are bent. Abdomen is tight, arms out at shoulder height. We're just going to rock the knees from side to side. and hold. So now we're going to hold the knees to the left and make sure you take your head and look to the right. And the opposite side, bring the knees over to the right and the head goes to the left. And release. Back to center. And we're going to roll over to the right side. So roll over to the right. Again, keep the hips square. And I'd like you to pull that left heel, so the top heel, back towards your butt. Now, we don't want to crunch here. We want to try to extend as much as we can all the way through. So try to bring the knee back. I don't know if you can hear my dogs barking. And the opposite side. So let's release. I'm going to flip on over this way, but you can just roll over to the opposite side, whatever is more convenient for you. And from here, extend your body long first, and then reach for that top heel, pulling the top heel back towards your butt. And release. You can sit on up. So sit on your tailbone. I'd like you to extend both legs long. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. Shoulders back, abdomen is tight. So make sure we're not rounding. We want to lead with the chest. Stick the chest out, flex the feet, and try to lean forward. So I don't care if you can touch the toes, the ankles, the knees, the quads. I don't care where you can reach, but I want to make sure that chest is back, abdomen is tight. Now, if you have a hard time keeping the knees down here, you can always hold here. If you feel a stretch in the hamstring, hold with your hands behind you. But you do want to start to learn to stretch the back of the legs a little bit more. And we really want to get that hamstring stretch. It's so important for low back health. And release. You can sit here however you are comfortable and take the right shoulder, roll it back and down. That arm is long, then bring that arm across the body. When that arm is across the body, the opposite arm can come up and pull it in. So we're looking, stretching the back side of that shoulder here. And release. Same thing on the opposite side. Drop that shoulder down. Bring that straight arm across the body. And release. Roll the shoulders back and down. Now take your head and bring that left ear down to the left shoulder. And make sure you keep your right shoulder down. So we want to really feel the stretch down the side of the neck. Roll your head forward, chin down to the chest, and then the opposite side. And back to center. Lift the chin up, roll the shoulders back, and take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. 2 more. I hope everybody has a great day. Check back again next Monday, and I will do another live video stream if I can figure it out again. All right, have a good day, everybody.